The United States reportedly gave the green light for the sale of 12 units of Himars Mlrs to the Philippine Army because the relationship between the United States and the Philippines is very well established, and Himars Mlrs has been sent to the Philippines several times to conduct joint exercises. With the cancellation of the delivery of 22 Koreong Mlrs from South Korea, the Philippine Army moved quickly to find a replacement. The latest news is that the Philippine Army is eyeing at least 12 units of M142 Himars Mlrs as a replacement. The problem this time is whether the Philippine Army can acquire the Himars Mlrs because the units are very expensive. Are there other options from the United States, such as installments or using other agreements, so that this project can continue? The Philippines is looking to acquire new missile systems to modernize its army's capabilities as the country's military shifts to a territorial defense posture. The Philippine Army aims to get its own set of better and more sophisticated multiple launch rocket systems after witnessing the capabilities of the US-made ones during the recent iteration of Exercise Balikatan 2023. This move comes as the entire Philippine Armed Forces gear itself into external defense, in which artillery plays a significant role in coastal defense, aside from shore-based missile systems and ground-based air defense systems. Plans to acquire advanced missile systems such as the American Himars Mlrs were highlighted by Philippine Army Chief Romeo Bronner during the 125th anniversary ceremony of the Army Artillery Regiment. The regiment's ambitious plans come as Manila enters Horizon 3 this year, the final phase of the Armed Forces of the Philippines' 15-year modernization program. The Philippine Army aspires to get its own advanced multiple-launched rocket system for its own use, as having such a platform helps augment other artillery units that the organization has in its inventory, whereby a certain type of this system sought success in a conflict that took place in the eastern part of Europe. This aspiration comes as just one of many things that the armed forces of the Philippines see into interest as it puts up its Horizon 3 acquisition lineup. As the recent iterations of Exercise Balikatan took place recently, so does the ever-increasing sight of the military hardware deployed by participating United States troops as they take part in the exercise, whereby they showcase the firepower that they possess before an ally like the Philippines, whose capabilities are also increasing no thanks to the ongoing AFP modernization program as pushed by the top leadership within the Philippine military. Such daily occurrence of live fire exercise of the U.S. military weaponry gives insight into the capabilities that are to the liking of the Philippine military top brass that are worth considering for the firepower that it needs to take as part of the government's push into external defense, whereby artillery units like a multiple-launched rocket system or MLRS plays a role into this approach, in a manner that is likely equated to the BrahMos shore-based anti-ship missiles of the Philippine Marine Corps or the Spider ground-based air defense system of the Philippine Air Force. With the looming threat in the country's external defense issues gets growing each day, it is just appropriate for all the branches within the armed forces of the Philippines to try to get hands-on whatever sophisticated military hardware the defense industrial market offers, as these tools came as an essential necessity for the country to secure its national sovereignty while cooperating with like-minded allies and partners like Japan, Australia, and the United States. Naval News reached out to Colin Ko, a research fellow at the S. Rajaratnam School of International Studies in Singapore, for his thoughts on what the procurement of Himars means for the Philippine Army in today's context, especially given what we saw in the war in Ukraine. Clearly having multiple launch rocket artillery systems becomes increasingly vital. Himars is a precision rocket artillery system that's going to serve as a force multiplier for the Philippine Army, which, in many respects, is considered a small force. In other words, where the Philippine Army is deficient in terms of mass manpower and hardware, Himars may offset this disadvantage by providing precision firepower.